We're already halfway through 2024, but Apple still has some big plans for the rest of the year. We've got new, larger iPhones in the works, a redesigned Apple Watch, new pairs of AirPods, updated iPads, and some M4 Max, as well as maybe a surprise that's been rumored for a while, but more on that a bit later in the video. Let's start off in chronological order of the products we are getting soonest. Apple's next product launch is going to be their September event, which is the iPhone event every year, and this time around, we're getting 4 new models, just like we have for a while. We've got 2 lower-end iPhone 16 and 16 Plus models and 2 higher-end iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max units. I think the base iPhone 16 actually looks more exciting than the Pros because Apple is redesigning the camera setup on the back to once again be a vertical stack, which will allow you to record 3D spatial video for playback on your Apple Vision Pro. Apple's also planning to add a brand new capture button below the power switch on these models, so you can now have a dedicated button for taking photos and recording videos, and this comes on top of Apple getting rid of the mute switch and replacing it with the action button. Basically, Apple taking a ton of previously Pro features and bringing them down to the cheaper models. Apple's going to be offering these models in a wide variety of colors this year. We are hearing 7 different color options, including blue, green, yellow, pink, as well as purple, white, and black. Moving over to the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max, these phones will largely look identical to before, but with some slightly larger 6.3 and 6.9 inch displays with some razor-thin edges. On the back, Apple is once again putting their very best cameras, including the 48 megapixel sensor on the ultra-wide camera for the first time and bringing the 5x telephoto zoom to the smaller iPhone Pro this year. And with that, the Pros are also gaining the capture button for photo and video. There's widely rumored to be a new rose color on the iPhone, so it seems like a gold of some sort will be making a comeback. And on the inside, we've got a new kind of battery, likely metal plated, that will not only give you longer battery life, but make it way easier to repair and swap out in the future. But absolutely none of what I just talked about is actually the main upgrade this year. It's actually going to be all of the new AI features that are enabled by the custom A18 chip on the inside that is said to have a massively upgraded neural engine for AI tasks. It seems like all the Apple Intelligence features that we've seen so far is just a taste of what's coming, and Apple is building a lot of other exclusive things for the new hardware that you will only be able to get on the iPhone 16s this fall. Next up, the Apple Watch is also going to have a huge moment in 2024, as it is the watch's 10th anniversary, and we've been hearing rumblings for a while that Apple is planning a Series X Anniversary Edition. And while initially we thought this would be a complete redesign and overhaul, we're now hearing that it's just going to be a thinner body and a much larger display on top. The sizes are said to be increasing to a bigger 45 and 49 millimeters respectively, so the biggest regular Apple Watch will be the same screen size as the Apple Watch Ultra, giving you a ton more screen real estate and the largest screens Apple has ever put on their watches. And with Apple bringing new AI features to the iPhone, well, they're bringing them to the watch too, as Apple is going to be introducing a new chip that is apparently better suited for AI tasks that we might not see initially, but that Apple is going to lay the groundwork for on the Series 10 for future watches. And of course, the Apple Watch 10 will also lean further into health and fitness. This could be the first model of the Apple Watch that will natively support blood pressure monitoring, which is something Apple has been rumored to be working on for years. But it's sort of up in the air right now whether or not that made the cut or not, because we're not just getting the Apple Watch X this year, we are also getting the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Apple's shown us now that they plan on updating this in some way each and every year in parity with the lower end watches, but this year is not sounding that exciting. For one, we might finally get the dark titanium black color that we've been hearing about for a super long time that for some reason Apple hasn't done. And on the inside, there's going to be that same faster chip built for AI, and those are those are all the rumors for the Apple Watch Ultra 3. No major redesign, same look as before, just ever so slightly better. But rounding out Apple's September event, there is one product that is getting its biggest overhaul ever, and that is AirPods 4th generation. We're hearing the new AirPods 4 will look like a cross between the current AirPods 3 and AirPods Pro 2, which means that for the first time, Apple is bringing noise cancellation to AirPods for under $200. But they're doing it in a pretty unique way, as it doesn't sound like they will be using the current in-ear design of the Pros. It sounds like they're going to be using the current all-plastic design to implement noise canceling somehow, which admittedly sounds pretty interesting. AirPods 4 are also going to have the new H2 chip inside for improved audio quality, and the case is getting all of the Pro features from the speaker, Find My, the lanyard loop, and of course on the bottom, USB-C on these AirPods. So all around just looking like a killer upgrade for AirPods 4. But Apple's September event is just just the start of their plans for the rest of 2024. And planning out all of these different events has to be super hard. It's why if I was Apple, I'd be using Sensama, who sponsored today's video, because, well, it's the digital planner that I use for myself every day. Every night before bed, I hop into Sensama and I plan out everything I need to do tomorrow. That includes all of my tasks for my work and my personal life, and I can lay them all out here in one place. Not only is the AI really good at categorizing these things as work or personal, but it's also incredibly good at estimating just how long each of these tasks will take. And then I can begin time boxing them out directly on my Google Calendar that integrates with Sensama. So one by one, I can throw all of my tasks on here and know exactly how my day is going to look and how much time exactly I'll be working. Basically, if you've ever been struggling with time management, this has made me more productive than I could have ever imagined. So check out Sensama using the link down below. It's free to get started, and they don't even ask for your credit card up front either. Thanks to Sensama for sponsoring this one. Now let's get back to it. Okay, now moving on from Apple's September event, there's a lot they still have to drop in October and November. Starting off with some new iPads. The iPad Mini 7 is up first here. I know it's a product that has very been nichely awaiting an update, and in 2024, Apple is said to be delivering with a spec bump refresh of this iPad Mini with a faster chip on the inside, maybe some slightly improved cameras on the front and the back, and maybe some fresh color options as well, as the iPad Mini was last updated in 2021. Now, I could care less if the iPad Mini lives or dies. I just want that to be on record, but I know there's a lot of you that are excited, and we have heard many rumors that the iPad Mini is getting a new version this year. Next, Apple's also going to be releasing the iPad 11, an updated version of their base, cheap $349 iPad, available in multiple colors with a spec bump change with a faster processor as well. And while initially I was confused why Apple would just be updating the processors in these iPads, it clicked, oh, this is for Apple Intelligence. Apple will likely be putting a chip inside of these that at minimum supports all of the new Apple Intelligence features, as currently neither of these iPads are getting these supported. So looking at it that way, 2 new iPads with Apple Intelligence features, actually pretty exciting. Following the iPad, Apple's also been working on some new Macs. First up here, Apple is going to be releasing new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros with the M4, M4 Pro, and M4 Max chip inside. There won't be any big visual updates and likely not even any new colors. It's just going to be a pretty similar processor swap situation. Nothing too wild for the MacBook Pros, but Apple is also going to be releasing a new version of the Mac Mini with the M4 and M4 Pro chip inside, which is huge because there hasn't been an update in a pretty long time, as well as putting the M4 chip into the 24-inch colorful iMac. And maybe, while this is not yet certain, we could see the return of the larger iMac Pro with M4 this year. Because we've been hearing rumors for a while that Apple not only plans to bring this computer back to the lineup, reinvigorating it with Apple Silicon, but adding a larger 32-inch display, a super fast chip, tons of ports and Pro features. Because there's a lot of folks that want an all-in-one computer but want something bigger than 24 inches. That's just not that large of display for a lot of people, including myself. We've heard this iMac Pro could launch as early as 2024, and I just think with the M4 chip, it would be a perfect time. Okay, as we get into the later part of 2024, I'm talking end of November, probably December timeframe, we've got 2 more things that I think we could see from Apple if they don't launch earlier. The first is AirPods Max 2. Apple has been working on these for a while, but it does not seem like this is going to be the refresh we've been waiting on. AirPods Max 2 are said to get a USB-C port instead of Lightning, and there's going to be some new color options to choose from, and that is it. No new chip, no changed audio quality, no fixed headband, just a little different with USB-C, and that will be the upgrade that Apple has taken 4 years to do. I know this doesn't make sense. I'm very confused by this myself. I will believe it when I see it, but as of right now, those are the rumors for AirPods Max 2 set to launch this year. But last, there's one more thing that Apple has been working on, and it is probably the thing that has my interest the most off of anything in Apple's product roadmap right now. And this is an entirely new product for Apple, which would be a tabletop robot with Apple Intelligence built in. Now, I know what I just said sounds absolutely bad, because it is, but hear me out. You might have been watching Apple's most recent event where they talked about all the new AI features and how they need to work on device because that provides the best experience and privacy for their customers. Meaning that you need a certain processor to get the new version of Siri. Well, if you look at Apple's current home tabletop lineup of products like the HomePod. Their processors are not fast enough to support Apple Intelligence, so Apple has confirmed that Apple's HomePod speakers, all of them that they've made and will make, they do not support Apple Intelligence, meaning you'll be stuck with the old version of Siri, which feels kind of useless. So Apple's solution for this has been to build an entirely new tabletop HomePod that will apparently have a robotic arm controlled by artificial intelligence that can do things like follow you around the room so you're on a FaceTime call and always stay centered. It can mimic head motions of somebody nodding up and down. And most importantly, it will have a super fast chip inside that supports Apple Intelligence, so you get the new version of Siri alongside everything else Apple Intelligence. Again, I know that this sounds like a far-out idea and it's hard to actually picture what this would look like and be, but we've seen some interesting concepts based on the rumors, and I have to say I kind of love this idea. And we're hearing that this can launch at end of 2024, early 2025. So as early as this year, probably next year, but I wanted to put that on your radar because I find it fascinating. But also because I've seen like no one else talk about this, and it is, like I said, the most interesting thing for me that the company's currently been working on. Okay, a packed 2024. More than 10 Apple products still coming before the end of the year, and I want to hear down below what you are the most excited to see. Basically, buckle up. It's going to be a fun couple of months. I've got some crazy plans for the year, and I couldn't be more excited. So thank you for watching. I've been Sam, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye-bye. Also, I never promote this, but I have a podcast. I don't know if you guys care, but I do a podcast with my best bud every week. So you guys should check that out up somewhere on the screen or below, because I love talking about Apple there too. So you should subscribe to that and follow for podcasts. Okay, this was just a thing at the end of the video because I think you guys should know about my podcast. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for real. See you.